among the works forgotten or deliberately hidden from the mainstream flow of religious history. The ancient book Tripartite Tractate is part of the banned texts of the Gnostic Valentinian sect. Known as a controversial text once prohibited by the Catholic Church, this book reveals a unique perspective on the classification of humans into three types, closely linked to the development and nature of the soul. According to the Valentinian Gnostic theory, these three types of people reflect profound differences in spiritual essence and the degree of awakening within each individual. Have you ever read or heard about it? What's fascinating here is that the book not only unveils the nature of humanity, but also opens up a new perspective on reality. It claims that humanity falls into three categories: Hillocks, the materialists; psychics, the thinkers; and pneumatics, those enlightened in spirituality. This story raises a question. Which type do we belong to? Can we recognize the people around us and understand which category they fall into among these three described types? The existence of works like the Tripartite Tractate reveals a profound truth. In ancient times, spiritual knowledge and understanding were not confined to a single perspective. Despite being dismissed and banned by the Church, these texts continue to spark curiosity and inspiration for understanding human nature and the evolution of the soul. Today, let's dive deep into this fascinating topic together. I dedicated 5 hours to create this video, so take just 5 seconds to like it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you enjoy this discussion, please share it to help spread knowledge further. The Tripartite Tractate is a Gnostic text attributed to Valentinian. It is believed to have been written in the second half of the 3rd century, or the 4th century, though it most likely derives from an earlier Greek version. This text is the second longest in the Nag Hammadi library. It is the 5th treatise of the first codex, known as the Young Codex. It stands as one of the foundational texts of the Gnostic tradition, a religious and philosophical movement that thrived in the early centuries of the Common Era. Interestingly, the text doesn't carry a title. Instead, it is named as such because the ancient scribe divided the manuscript using decorative marks at 2 points, effectively splitting the treatise into 3 sections. The first section delves into the relationship between the Father, the Logos, the Church, and the Aeons. The second section presents the Gnostic creation narrative, where humanity is created by the demiurge, blending both spiritual and material natures. The third section outlines the Savior's role in salvation. As highlighted earlier, the Tripartite Tractate, a crucial Gnostic text discovered in Egypt in 1945, categorizes humanity into 3 distinct groups: Hillocks, psychics, and pneumatics. Each category represents a unique level of understanding and spiritual connection to the divine and reality. Let's now delve deeper into the specifics of each group. The Hillocks group, also known as materialists, represents the lowest level in the spiritual hierarchy according to Gnosticism. This name originates from the Greek word hyle, meaning material, emphasizing their close attachment to the material world and the tangible reality. For the Hillocks, all focus and desire primarily revolve around satisfying basic needs such as food, safety, and physical comfort. Hillocks are described as individuals with little or no awareness of the spiritual aspects or deeper dimensions of reality. They live based on survival instincts and are dominated by material urges. A Hillock tends to focus on wealth, power, fame, and the pleasures of everyday life, without any deep reflection on the true meaning or purpose of life. In Gnostic thought, Hillocks are considered asleep in the illusory reality of the material world. They are seen as heavily influenced by the ego and desires, living lives unaware of the existence of the spiritual world or the higher purpose of being. A common belief is that Hillocks cannot free themselves from the cycle of reincarnation, as they have not overcome their attachment to materialism and lack the desire for enlightenment. Hillocks live in a reality where material possessions are central. They tend to measure success and self-worth by the accumulation of wealth, social status, and worldly achievements. This leads to a competitive and rivalry-driven lifestyle, where happiness is measured by material standards rather than spiritual values. Some Gnostic texts view this attachment to the material world as a form of spiritual slavery, where individuals are bound in a vicious cycle of desire and suffering. The attachment to materialism not only blinds them to the deeper truth of life, but also hinders their spiritual growth, making it difficult for them to escape the cycle of worldly existence. Gnosticism views Hillocks with a mix of pity and criticism. While they are seen as unawakened and in need of guidance toward higher awareness, their complete domination by materialism makes them unlikely to recognize their divine nature. However, some Gnostic thinkers believe that all people, including Hillocks, have the potential for awakening. But this requires a profound shift in consciousness and a will to transcend their limitations. Those who live only for instinct, material satisfaction, and the ego have not yet seen that true reality lies beyond the tangible. Enlightenment comes only when they step out of the darkness of desire. Though the view of Hillocks comes from an ancient tradition, it still carries relevance in modern society. The pressures of accumulating wealth, focusing on material success, and the constant comparison can be seen as a manifestation of a Hillocks society at large. This highlights the need to recognize the importance of balancing material and spiritual life in the search for true meaning in life. The psychics group in Gnosticism are those who have moved beyond total attachment to the material world, but have not yet achieved full enlightenment. They are aware that life has a spiritual dimension and engage in religious or philosophical practices to seek meaning. However, psychics are still caught between the ego and external rules, preventing them from accessing the deepest divine truth. Psychics often live in a conflict between the material and spiritual worlds. They understand that something greater exists beyond the tangible reality, but they struggle to overcome the illusions and constraints of analytical intellect. To move toward higher enlightenment, psychics must let go of mental barriers and immerse themselves in true spiritual experiences. In the modern world, psychics are deep thinkers, sensitive to moral issues and meaning, but are sometimes still influenced by material pressures. They have the potential for enlightenment if they are willing to let go of the ego and turn toward a higher spiritual nature, which Gnosticism sees as the key to escaping the cycle of the mundane world. The Pneumatics group is the highest level in the spiritual hierarchy of Gnosticism, representing those who have attained complete enlightenment and the deepest understanding of their divine nature. Pneumatics recognize that they are inseparable from God, or the Supreme Source, and live in absolute harmony between spirit and being. Unlike Hillocks, who are bound by materialism, and psychics, who are torn between mind and spirit, Pneumatics have transcended all limitations and earthly illusions. They clearly perceive that life is not merely a sequence of physical events, but a spiritual journey with the ultimate goal of returning to the divine source. They understand and experience the truth that the deepest nature of humanity is divine, and all things are merely expressions of a single reality. Pneumatics are described as those who have awakened, freed from the cycle of reincarnation and all earthly illusions. They do not seek truth through theory or ritual, but live with natural wisdom, clearly seeing the nature and deep interconnectedness of all things in the universe. In Gnostic texts, they are individuals capable of recognizing the divine light within themselves and connecting deeply with the highest being. In the modern world, Pneumatics can be seen as individuals who have reached a state of spiritual freedom, overcoming all fear and material ambition. They carry a profound peace and unwavering faith in the divinity of all things. Their presence often inspires others, reminding them that enlightenment is not a distant goal, but a potential already within every person when they turn inward and seek the truth. In 2023, a global survey revealed that more than 56% of people, despite having everything, money, work, and a home, still feel empty. Why? Because they are caught up in materialism, pursuing temporary pleasures that ultimately leave a void. The Hillocks, living in the whirlwind of consumption without understanding the deeper purpose of life, are proof of this. Without realizing the imbalance, one may spend a lifetime chasing meaningless things. According to the 3-part article, those trapped in materialistic thinking are at risk of never advancing on their spiritual journey, leading to confusion and collapse. In contrast, the Pneumatics, those focused on enlightenment, find peace and purpose, understanding that intangible values such as love, wisdom, and connection are what truly matter. Hypnotist Dolores Cannon explored this through her work on past life regression, pointing out that the human soul's journey goes far beyond materialism. Her clients often find peace when they realize life is not just about wealth. Are you caught up in the material world like a Hillock, or are you searching like a psychic? Understanding the 3 types of people, Hillocks, psychics, and Pneumatics, helps you reflect on yourself and start changing to get closer to enlightenment and peace. The three-part article teaches that humans can evolve, not being confined to a fixed state. Life is like a ladder. You may start with material attachments, but when you ask deeper questions, you become a psychic, aware of spiritual depth, but not fully awakened. With effort, you can reach the state of a pneumatic, someone fully connected with spiritual purpose. Unfortunately, there are those who may be stuck in this loop forever. They become obsessed with survival that they forget what true value in life really is. Self-awareness is key to this journey. Many don't realize they're stagnating, thinking happiness comes from success and materialism. But only 25% feel truly satisfied, as most remain fixated on external pursuits and neglect to nourish their inner selves. The good news is you can change. Start by reflecting and asking, what truly makes you happy? Seek things that enrich your soul, from relationships, nature, meditation, to spiritual practices. The journey of growth is continuous. Even those who reach the pneumatic level continue to learn and deepen their connection with the universe. This is not about perfection, but about openness to evolution. Life always presents new challenges, and they are the opportunities for growth. No matter where you are, you can always move forward. What holds you back is the belief that you can't change. Start by asking big questions, seeking knowledge to broaden your mind, and connect with something greater. Faith can be the starting point, a light guiding the way in darkness. Throughout history, humans have relied on faith to bring hope during difficult times. In fact, a recent study found that 70% of people worldwide rely on faith to overcome hardships. Faith helps people keep going when they don't have all the answers. But knowledge, gnosis, is what brings true freedom. For the Gnostic, knowledge is not just about accumulating information, but about deep awareness and spiritual connection with the divine. Imagine standing before a dark forest. Faith helps you believe there's a way out, but knowledge is the map that guides you, helping you understand the meaning and experience of that journey. Throughout history, faith has brought hope to many, but knowledge is the key that opens the truth. The Gnostic emphasizes that the harmony between faith and knowledge creates the greatest power. Faith ignites hope, but knowledge keeps that flame burning bright, guiding you through life with clarity and wisdom. Every day, small choices shape who you become. The Gnostic, especially through the three-part article, believes that we all have the ability to transform. From material distractions, we can step onto the path of seeking deeper meaning. This journey is a spiritual awakening, heading towards enlightenment, a state of connection with something eternal, far beyond daily concerns. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. If this story has sparked any curiosity or questions, feel free to share your thoughts. Together we can continue to explore and dive deeper into the mysteries of the past and of ourselves. Leave a comment, join the conversation, and remember that truth may be hidden, but it is never lost. Keep your curiosity, sharp analysis, and continue seeking the truth. I look forward to meeting you in the next journey. Thank you for taking the time to watch. May God guide you.